hope you are doing well today. Doop-a-doop. Let's hop on Sudoku pad over here. I had mentioned last stream that I had a new puzzle out, so I should, or that I had a new puzzle coming out soon. It is now out. I should officially commend it to you, as Simon would say. So let me show you, and then I will I'll have Tristan put a link in chat, or I can throw the link in chat, I suppose, if I'm over there anyway. Here is the puzzle. Let me pull up the grid just so that you can see the grid. And here is the LMD link. So there you go. But yeah, so the grid, I was quite pleased with how the grid ultimately came out. All standard constraints, so Renban, German whispers, and black dots. So Martin liked it, I am glad. So anyway, so if you are looking for a puzzle, I recommend this. It has bounced back and forth between 3 stars and 4 stars as the day has gone on. So I really was torn whether to list it at 3 stars or 4 stars, and I listed it at 4, and then there was some comment about how maybe it's 3, and then it was 3 for a bit, and then it went back to 4. So anyway, I think probably for someone who normally does 4-star puzzles, I think it's probably a 3-star puzzle, and I think for someone who normally does 3-star puzzles, it's probably a 4-star puzzle. That is my guess, just based on it. So I think it's probably, in the ethereal space. Plonktime did solve it, which was awesome. So anyway, I also think it might be the one of the lowest rated puzzles I've ever had. So if that is an additional incentive for you, you can solve it so that by certain standards, it is my lowest rated puzzle in a long time. All right. So that all said, we get to start with our highest voted puzzle. I should mention, by the way, today's stream is going to be about half the normal length because Tristan and I are going to a concert tonight, which we're looking forward to. So we're going to have a little stream. We'll probably get through 2-ish puzzles, and then I will probably call it good. But I'll be back on Sunday for a full-length stream. So as always, we get to begin with the most voted on puzzle by supporters. So today, that is this Math Pesto puzzle. Math Pesto, very popular with the supporters, and with me as well, especially given their recent guest appearance, which you can go back and watch if you would like. The voters of this puzzle were David, Russ, AFK, Nell, Luda, Doomed Yacht, and Paulfly. So thank you all for your support. And let's have a look at this Scrindoku. I probably don't need dashed grid on for this, I'm going to guess. Place several non-overlapping rectangles into the grid. Oh, okay, maybe if I'm doing that, then I probably do actually want the dashed elements on. Each comprised of orthogonally connected cells or a single cell. Rectangles cannot share edges. A rectangle contains at most one circle, and a digit in a circle equals the size of that rectangle. Each circle must be in a rectangle. The rectangles must all form a single loop through diagonal connections with no branches. And then whispers, orthogonally adjacent digits within a rectangle must differ by 5 or more. Okay, interesting. So I can immediately mark any cell like these cells that touch 2 circles as being not in a rectangle, because rectangles can't touch orthogonally, and so this would be 2 rectangles touching, because each rectangle has at most one circle. These, on the other hand, definitely are in rectangles, which I guess I can mark in yellow, and I guess I can yellow all the circles. And then blue these cells and those cells and that cell. Okay. Well, there's certainly no way any rectangle is getting to that cell. That's for sure. Because can't do that. One of these two assuredly is yellow, and one of them is non-yellow. How could they be in Vish? A rectangle contains at most one circle? Well, it's assuredly not part of a loop if this isn't yellow, Globaglob is pointing out. So that is true. I think this has to be yellow, which is going to make... I agree. How on earth is this going to be part of a loop? That does seem like that's going to be a problem, doesn't it? Oh, right. Sorry. That's right. There can be things. So, sorry. So I was right about those. This cell, though, I was not right because it can be yellow and it has to be, because otherwise this rectangle is a dead end. So that's yellow and this is blue. I don't know if this is unallowed to be yellow by the rules. Oh, yes, this is not allowed to be yellow, not by the rules, but by the fact that it would make both of these circles a 1. And we certainly can't have a 1 in 2 different circles in the same box. So this cell's not yellow. And so each of these are 1 or 2. So these are a 1-2 pair. For what it's worth. Oh, does it say no branches? Oh, it does say no branches. I see. This cell's also going to be a 1 or a 2. Oh, I guess this being yellow breaks. Because if this is yellow, I can't connect this. Yeah, if this is yellow, it makes this blue, and that creates a dead end in my thing. So this can't actually be yellow. And so, therefore, this, I think, does have to be yellow because this yellow has to go somewhere. And also, we get our first digit, which is that this cell is a 1. And we will bring out our intern, Big Zach, for the 1 dance. Boop-boop-a-doop. Woo! Ba-doop-a-doop. Wah! Ba-doop-a-doop. Wee! Wah! Thank you, Big Z. Thank you. And also big thank you to Christian for rescuing Big Z from a penguin shelter. Let's see. This is now a 2, which makes that a 1, which makes that blue. Secret Santa is typically not brutal, Isaiah. I assure you, you've set more puzzles than 2 of the 3 people who've made Secret Santa puzzles for me in the past. Let's see. Okay, so this number is high. It's a 7, 8, or 9. Oh, and it's not a 7. Yes. If this were green, if this were yellow, it would be a branch. So this is not yellow. Is a point from Tristan. Hey, Matt Pesto, how are you doing? Plenty of people, Isaiah, do Secret Santa and set their first puzzle for it. So if you've set 12 puzzles, you've done way more. I might well have done that. Yeah, Tristan said this cell was also going to have to be yellow. Or or sorry, not yellow because of the whole concern about branching. Oh, yeah, shout out to MicroStudy. If this is yellow, this circle is huge, but that's not necessarily a problem. It would have to be like an 8 or a 9, I guess, because there's no way I think it could be a 7. So that is a thing to keep in mind. Yes, I also miss MicroStudy. I feel like if this cell is yellow, it's going to break the bottom right corner, but that feels like it's going to end up being a very convoluted argument that I don't necessarily want to get dragged into if I can avoid it. The 5 can only be yellow if it is a single cell rectangle. That's true. I see. So it's the top 2 corners of this rectangle that have to connect is what Globaglob is saying, because the bottom 2 corners can't connect to anything. So it's the top 2, and so in particular, that means this can't be the top one. So that's definitely yellow, and that's definitely blue. And David has made a donation to help with turkey and all the side shopping. Thank you, David. Let me get you a donation dance. Woohoo! Thank you, Zach. Thank you. And thank you, David, as well. Huge appreciation. So now that digit needs to grow, or sorry, this needs to grow because it's not a 1. And Globaglob points out that this needs to grow because it's not a 2. So these are yellow, which means that isn't by these things. And now I think if yellow grows oh no, yellow could grow further if that cell is also a 1-cell rectangle. I think that's okay. So this is a 4, a 6, or an 8. It's not 8, so it's only 4 or 6. But it's not 6 by whisper rules, because if it were 6, then that would be a 1, and it would see that 1. Okay, yeah, so this, so it can't be 6, so it is 4, which actually means that this rectangle ends, and that becomes yellow. And now this isn't a 2, so this needs to grow. So we get to do all of that. This can't be yellow because it would certainly not be part of a loop. This is now a 4, which gives us a lot of 9s. That's too many 9s. What has gone wrong? I've broke it. Oh, this doesn't have to stop. Sorry, I see. Sorry, I don't know why it couldn't grow upwards. It's going to have to grow upwards because of the fact that these are both 9s, in fact, making that an 8. Because this can't be a 4, and it can't be a 2 either, so if it only grew right, it would be a 4, and that would put a second 9 in this box, as we may have inadvertently seen. So now this number is at least 7. It certainly can't be 7, because if it was 7, the rectangle would look like that. And so this is 8 or 9. 9 is impossible, so it's got to be 8. And so it has to be exactly this. Yeah, 9 was impossible by geometry, is why I was saying 9 was impossible. And the only other yellow place is this one. Okay, now, if this is not yellow, then this can't get to places it needs to be, because this now would need to connect to 2 things in this cell only. So this is yellow, which means that this is not yellow. And now if this was yellow, this would be yellow and this would be a dead end. So this is not yellow and this is yellow, which means this is not yellow. And so that makes that a 2. People in chat would like me to do whisper things and fill in that this is a 3 because it's next to an 8. And this is a 1 or a 3. This is an 8 only because it is next to that. Let's see. Okay, so this is a 2, or it grows, and if it grows, it can only grow to be a 3, but it can't. So this just is a 2. So we get that. And these both can't be yellow because of the fact that this is a singular loop. Let's see. So we've got this. This is a 7, 8, or 9. It's not an 8, of course. This is also a 7 or 9. So these are a 7, 9 pair, which means that this is a 1 because 3 is too far away from 7, as we may have learned on Twitter today. 3 doesn't work because there's a 3 in the row, David. And so now this is a 3 next to this, so this is a 9 and a 7. Okay. So the 1 down here is placed, actually, if you just follow the Sudoku over into this box. One of these two is an 8. One of these is, of course, a 5. So one of these is a 5. So I can actually fill in this triple. 1, 2, 3. No, not 2. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And anyway, I did that also that I could place a 5 down here. By the way, this is blue. Oh, right. This cell can't be 8, chat is pointing out. So that's actually, sorry, no, that's not how that works. Sorry, it's not the 8 that's down here. The 6, though, is there now by the 4, 5, 6. And then these are a pair consisting of 2, which has to go there, and the other one, which is a 7, which goes there. Let's see. Okay, and these are a 3, 7, 8 because none of those have been placed here yet, making that an 8. This is a naked single of 2, 3, 4. No, not 4. 5, 6 of 6. How about that? These are a triple. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 5, and 7. And these are now, of course, let's do those first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that one's not a 6, so that's a 5. And that's a 6. And these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. All right, so we're trying to keep up with our Sudoku here. Okay. Let's see. So there's a 6 in one of these cells, I am noticing. There's no way I can make this circle of size 6 for sure. I don't think I can make this circle. Oh, I might. I could make this circle of size 6 if it did that. That looks incredibly difficult, and I might be able to disprove it if I absolutely have to. But let's do the rest of the Sudoku over here first. Namely, we know that these aren't 6 or 4. 2 doesn't go next to 4, so that's a 9, and that's a 4. Let's see. Oh, this assuredly can't be 6. Sorry. If this were 6, we'd have German whisper problems, is the point, because the 6 would join to 2 1s. Globaglob, I see, also notes that. If it were 6, it would assuredly do that. And that is going to have 2 1s next to it. So that actually is the 6. Right. This can't be yellow, as Jay Dyer's point, because it would branch, and we're not allowed to branch because we've read the rules. So now this needs to grow there, or the world breaks. This, oh, maybe that would be okay. So this can be, in theory at least, just by, okay, it could be 3, can't be 5 because of the German whispers, can't be 6, and 7 breaks, actually. So this is actually a naked 3. Because 7 would make all of this yellow, except then the rectangle wouldn't have anywhere to go with. So this is a 3, which makes that a 1. This is an 8 because it can't be a 9. This is a 7 and a 3 over here. This cell has randomly been flashed yellow. No, sorry. This cell has been randomly flashed blue is actually what happened. Okay, so that makes that blue and this yellow and this blue because of our whole rule about how the puzzle works. This now can't be yellow because it would create a little loop, and we can't have a little loop. And if this is yellow, it dies because then there's no corners available, so that's not yellow. If this is yellow, we create a little loop. So this is the only way for this to extend, and this is a 1. Let's see. Oops. Sorry, this is at least a 7, and it's not an 8. Oh, it's not a 7 either. So this is a naked 9, actually. This is blue, and this is blue because that's how being a rectangle works. Let's see. We can look at this. Okay. So this can't be yellow because this would need to be a 1 or a 2, which is very cute. Because 7 only goes next to 1 and 2, and this can't be either. So that's blue. Which means that's blue as well. Okay, which I now think means that we just can't yellow our way up here, because if we yellow our way... Oh, sorry, no, maybe we could. We could go yellow and then yellow, yellow. And we could have any number of yellows up there, I suppose. It could be 0. Or we can just finish there, perhaps. Okay, well, this can only be 2, 3, or... Oh, and it can't be 4. 4 would be too many. So this is only 2 or 3 for what it's worth. So that means that this cell is at least 7, but it's not a 7 and it's not a 9. So this is an 8. So let's see. Do I want to try to do more Sudoku? Probably. This is a pair of 4 and 5. So that means the rest of this is all not 4 or 5. So this is a naked 7, apparently. And none of these are actually 5. So these are just a 1, 2, 3 triple. So these are 7 and 5. So that gives us a 6 and a 7. These are a triple, which includes a 4. So no 4 goes there. 1 is placed, Jay Dyer points out. So that is a 1. Let's see. There's a 5 and a 6 up here, I'm noticing, just for sanity. So one of these two is a 6. For whatever that is worth. That being a 1 tells me by David that this grows. Oh, no, I still do have an option where this is that. Okay, so this is... Oh, this can't be 3. And assuredly, it can't be 4. 3 would contradict Sudoku. 4 would make it impossible to connect this. So this can only be a 2. Which then will actually finish my loop. Weep. we didn't get the loop that snuck into box 1 like I was thinking, although I think there might have been a uniqueness prevention of the loop sneaking into box 1 in the way that I was fantasizing about. This is an 8. This is a 9, because that's the only thing that is valid whisper logically. This is a 4 or a 5, so that's a 6. Just for the row. Let's see. Let us paint these with pencil marks. So there we go. There's the 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 9, 3, 4, 7, 5, 4, 5, 4. 5 and 6 go up here. It does look like a poodle. I'm not going to lie. I definitely see a poodle. 9, 8, 3, 4, 2, 9, 2, 3, and 8. I really enjoyed that one. That was really cool. So Jay Dyer, I thought that maybe the whisper rule could resolve uniqueness, although in my brain the way that the whisper rule would resolve uniqueness would be to make it impossible to do something up here, which would then have... So I was thinking that the whisper rule might have made it so that it couldn't go up there would be the nice way to resolve it, but maybe not. It looks like a map of an IKEA. Yeah, the Swedish dog. But yeah, very nice. Alrighty, I am going to take a quick break, stretch, and I'll be right back with more puzzleage. All right, welcome back. We are going to attempt to do this this cave puzzle before stream ends, but I've been excited about it, so it should be fun. So let us try and understand the rules. So we need to shade some cells in the grid such that all unshaded cells are orthogonally connected, and all orthogonally connected groups of shaded cells touch the edge of the grid. So the shaded cells are the wall of the cave, and then the clues represent the number of unshaded cells seen in all 4 directions from the cell containing the clue, including itself. Shaded cells obstruct vision. Okay, so we can immediately say that all of these are unshaded. But there's more. Divide the grid into pentominoes so that all cells belong to a pentomino. Pentominoes of the same shape cannot share an edge regardless of rotation. Sorry, the rules stopped scrolling exactly there, and I was like, well, that should be pretty easy, I suppose. But that there are more rules, it turns out. Each individual pentomino is either entirely shaded or entirely unshaded. That's what I guessed it was going to be. And the unshaded cells seen by a clue must not all belong to the same pentomino. Oh boy, that's going to be a little bit tricky to figure out. Okay, so my first thought was, oh, maybe this can't be wall. Actually, I'm going to make these green instead. I think it'll stand out a little bit better. my first thought was maybe I can't make this wall, because if I do, maybe it'll break the pentomino thing. But it, in fact... Oh, no, it does break the pentomino things. It breaks the second rule of the pentomino thing, actually, is what happens. Because if I do this, this pentomino is forced to be... Oh, no, that doesn't have to be a pentomino, though. The pentomino could do something like that. Never mind, sorry. I am not fully appreciating the fact that these would all be unshaded, and that would be 5, but the unshaded, the pentomino could do something like that or something. Okay. Let's see. Is there an easy thing that I am meant to see to start here? The 534 is very suspicious to me. Like, one of these is certainly gray. Can both of these be gray? That's true. Okay, yeah, so the 5, yeah, right, because these can't both be green. And so that means that this 5, in order to get to 2 green, certainly requires greening up at least a little bit. There's a weird noise coming from outside. Yeah, the like blocking in the 3, I feel like is gonna be difficult, but if it breaks, I don't see why it breaks immediately. Is it possible the 4 doesn't go up? If the 4 doesn't go up, it definitely goes this way. At least 1. Okay, let's see. I'm going to try and follow Martin's advice about this, which is that if those are both shaded, we get this. Yes. And so now, because... Oh, sorry, not those. Then we get this. Why does this have to be in the same pentomino as these two, though, Martin? Oh, the shaded also need pentominoes, right? So these become shaded, and now that's shaded, and so now right, and so now this gets completely forced. Okay, right. Sorry, I was forgetting completely about that. So right, so one of these two is green, and whichever one it is, it definitely makes this cell not green. And so now the question is, does that sort of don't break the C all one pentomino thing cause issues? Yeah, so right. So if this is green, then we create a similar issue where now this is black. And so that's black. Actually, maybe this could be like a T? No. This is black. So I'm trying to mentally convince myself that there's no way that this isn't one pentomino. Right. I'd have to get 2 pentominoes out of this hole is the way to think about it. Right. Yeah, Vish has the nice way to see it, which is that now I need to, because this 5 can't be entirely one pentomino, I have to get 2 pentominoes out, and I cannot. So that was under the hypothetical that was that, and it's not. So we can fill in these. There's no checkerboards in Cave. This 4 isn't done, so that's green, and then that's black to finish the 4. This now goes up, up, and that's black as well. Yeah, so the 3 Amino, those two are certainly part of the same Amino, and this has to be a divide between those Aminos. And so J. Dyer's point is that means this goes up for sure. That means this goes up. Those are part of different Aminos, which now we can sort of chase around. So the 4 now has to come over here. The 3 has to come up again, making that green. Okay, and I can put border around the whole grid. And I can also put border, between these and those and that. Okay. Yes, right. This needs to be part of a pentomino, and we know that these connect. Okay, maybe for those, I should do those in orange so it's higher contrast. There we go. I like that. I like the look of that. That seems nicer. Yeah, the not all there seems very relevant, but I certainly can stitch this up to here. If this is black, does it break immediately because of the thing? Maybe not, but if this is black, it does something really bizarre. Oh, I do have to keep in mind that pentominos of the same shape can't touch, too. Oh, no, Garion, the numbers are cave clues. The aminos are all pentominos. Yeah, I feel like I'm supposed to like do something like the weird world that happens when this is gray, but I don't quite see it. Maybe it's just as easy as if that's black. Then it forces that out. That has to be black. This is forced out. I don't see it immediately. I'm looking for combinations that would either force isolating a black or force 2 aminos of the same type to touch. Row 12. These can't both be black. I agree, because if these are both black, it forces yeah, these can't both be black because it forces this to be one amino that's entirely seen by that. And so if these can't both be black, that means this cell's always black, because in order for this to possibly get to being 5 cells, we have to grow there. Okay. And so now that does finish my 1 pentomino. So this is an L. So this I have to keep in mind isn't an L. So it does extend up either there or there. So one of these two is green for sure. Wait, if this goes here, if this is a different omino, then this becomes an N. That doesn't work. So now, if I imagine a world where there's a break here, then this green extends here, and now I get an N touching an N, and that doesn't work. So there's not a break there. These are the same omino. This is a different omino, and so this omino comes out. And so that is a one of those. I suppose I have a better notation for an X. Hey, Nicholas, how are you doing? Okay, if this extends here, that's a P. That's probably okay. If this extends here, oh, this can't be green just by this 7 clue, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be 6, 7, 8. So yeah, so the 7 clue forces that to be black. So we know in this space, one of these cells is part of a black omino here. Oh, maybe I don't quite know. Yeah, the row 11 omino definitely doesn't go only down. That's a good way to put it. This omino definitely has to go up or it's not getting to 5 cells. That was creative. So now this black has to escape, and we can orange it appropriately, Halloween themed. We can Halloween those as well. We'll use all the colors of the line tool. Yes, this black also has to go up, right? Same idea, that if you try and make it finish, it cannot. Okay. Okay, if this is green, so if this omino extends down, then it also comes over here. Because otherwise it would be a Y. Because if this omino extends down, it makes the omino below it a Y. So that would need to make this an... Oh, that doesn't work. That just doesn't work at all. If this omino extends down like that, as I noted, it makes this a Y. So now this has to claim this and become an F. But now this pentomino is 4 cells. I can't do that. So this omino doesn't extend down there. And so now, if this cell is green, we have a disaster. Because then this cell would also be green, and now we've got the wrong number of cells. So this cell is black, and in fact, it needs to connect up to that, or we've got a problem, because there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cells here. So in fact, that has to back up, and then it can't actually extend more, because now I've got to fit the 10 cells that are left down here have to go to the 2 pentominos. So this green has to grow up. This gray has to grow up. Let's see, I can, oops, do that and that. Oh yes, if this is green, we have a really big problem, which is that this pentomino is now a diagonally connected pentomino, which doesn't seem ideal, if I'm being honest. So we get this. I can remove that and remove that and remove that, I suppose, and I can blacken that. So now this isn't an L, so it can't go, sorry, so it can't go there, so it does finish here, so this is a Z. And so now this this black extends. Oops. Like that. Now this green extends over here as well. And in fact, actually, to finish the 7, we can just go... we could just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is also green, and then that is black. Random orange cell for good luck. I don't know. I could not begin to tell you where these things come from. Let's see. Not quite. I was thinking if this green came up, it might make this black break, but I think it just barely gets a little bit. I think it just barely survives. Okay, that's got a lot of flexibility. I think matching shapes cannot touch even if they are different colors. Clues can be in the same omino, I believe. I don't think there's any rules saying that we cannot do that. Yeah, as a pentomino, they can't merge. So one of these two is green. That's true. Oh, I think that means this is always black, actually. Because by the fact that I can't make this an L, that means I have to finish this in one of these two cells as a green. And if that cell's green, then certainly that cell's black. And if this cell's green, then certainly that cell is black. So this cell's always black regardless. Is a somewhat silly point. Right. One of these two is green. And so if that's green, it certainly makes that black. Right. And if this is green, then I need to connect to that. Okay, yeah. So yeah, that's for some reason in my brain that's hard to see, but one of these two is black, which guarantees that this is black in a way that I feel like should be intuitive to me, but is not at all. But anyway, this cell is definitely also black. Isn't that 4 cells AFK? Oh no, it's not, because the 5 actually sees that cell. Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm the one who can't count. Sorry, I'm thinking AFK can't count, and Vish and I had the same count, but the count we had was wrong. If this is green, that's the last green. and that makes all of those black. And so that certainly means that this 4 amino doesn't extend there. I don't know that it means this isn't green, but it certainly means that this 4 amino doesn't extend there, because it would make that in its own amino of size 1. And this is a pentomino puzzle, so it doesn't have aminos of size 1. So that extends there. That extends there. We can say all of those are together in an amino at the very least. Right. Okay. And so now this 4 business tells me that this now has to be a W, because we said that's not part of the 4. So this is part of the 4 so that the 4 can finish. Or sorry, by the 4, I mean this amino over here. I am too philomeno-pilled, apparently. So yeah, so if this is green, as noted, it still makes all of these black, and now this is a 2-cell amino. A 2-cell amino is still too small, so this is not. So we get this over here. Oh, and this black comes out like this because it's not done yet, and so it's a Y. Like that. This is green by checkerboard avoiding. Being told this can't be an I. Oh, can't be an L. Right. The orange can't extend there. I see. Can't be an L. Sorry, I misread the lowercase L as an uppercase I. Right. This orange can't extend that way because it would be an L touching an L, is Joel's point. So this comes up here. Oh, no, not your fault. Just my reading it and being unable to sort of at first parse it. I figured it out eventually. Okay. These aren't both black by checkerboarding stuff, so that means this 3 definitely sees one of these 2 cells, if not both, for whatever limited amount that is worth. Probably not a ton. It is worth remembering also that this does still have to get to an edge, regardless of how it feels about that. This annoyingly can be an N. There's N's in some places, but that's okay. I was noticing that if this black extends here, it does force this to be an N, but I think that's okay. Okay, so now we can do math over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means these are both green. I definitely feel that lately, AFK, when CTC recently featured one of my puzzles from a year ago. That I think when I did my ranking of what I thought were my best puzzles of last year, I think that one came in like 25th or something. Let's see. What are we to do? I feel like there's probably a smart thing for me to do. People occasionally count this 12 and notice that sort of vertically it can only take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then it could take 8, 9, 10. So it always goes to left. Sorry, I keep seeing people say that and keep not wanting to like move over, but we can do that. I thought Vish was telling me not to look at it because it was case tricky. Well, if it takes the 4 above it, then it's not taking any more in the column, and then the math is even better. Right, AFK? I think that just makes the math even better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I see. You can't guarantee down. Got it. Yeah. Okay, I agree with that assessment. Yeah, so I don't think I know more. It feels like this isn't the thing I'm supposed to look at, but who knows? Stranger things have happened. I wonder if I'm supposed to prove that this pentomino definitely takes this cell. Because if it doesn't, then this pentomino grows up, which makes this into exactly a Z. Oh, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Okay, here's a crazy here's a crazy thing. This has to take this cell, because in the hypothetical where it doesn't, then it comes up here. This comes up here. So this comes up here. But now it can't take this cell because it cuts off black. It can't take this cell because it's an L touching an L, and it can't take this cell because it's a Z touching a Z. So that hypothetical was wrong. This always takes that cell. Now, what on earth does that do? That I could not tell you. But it is a true fact, I suppose. I keep wanting to say that this black being a V breaks, but I don't think it does. I think this can be a V with an N here, and I don't think that's a problem. Yeah, and otherwise this is an N. This is certainly only N or V, as Laura says. I agree with Laura's calculus there. The 7 can't be a U only because it cuts off this black from finishing. Is there a problem with this 5 extending all the way up? I mean, again, I don't even know what I would hope to find out of it if I said that it had to go right. Like, I don't even know what I would hope would come out of that. You can't make the 7 work if it does. Hey, welcome, AK1Y, AKK1YYY. I'm not quite sure how I should pronounce that. Okay, let's see. Julius says the 5. By the way, welcome, Julius. In column 8, can't connect to the 7, or either the black can't get out or the 7 connects to the 4 and the count is wrong. Okay, so, right. So yeah, so if this connects up, immediately that cell becomes black and that cell becomes black. This cell becomes black because the black needs to connect to the wall. And this cell becomes black because the 5 clue is done. And so now the 7 grows over here and it makes the 4 wrong because the 7 only needs 2 cells. Okay, so yeah, that doesn't work. So this cell is always green for what it's worth. If this is green, does it break the 3? Oh, right. End the next. Because the 5 we said can't go up to the 7. So if it can't go up to the 7, that actually means I get at most 3 cells this way. So I always get another one over here. Okay, so now these can't both be green. Because now if these are both green, the 3 is broken. So one of these is... And they can't both be black. So these are both black, right? No, that's not true. Sorry. It could be that that one's black. If that one's black, then the 3 can still sort of expand in one other direction. Both can't be black because it creates a checkerboard, and you can't have a checkerboard in a cave puzzle. It's the secret law of cave puzzles in Yin Yang. I feel like there's probably a really horrendous proof that if this is green, then it doesn't work because of some omino has to touch another omino of the same type, but maybe not. Okay. At least if this is green, all of these become black, which makes that black as well, which makes that black as well. Now... But that seems to leave just enough wiggle room. I think. Let's see. Ron says if row 12, column 8 is black, row 11, column 8 is black. Otherwise, row 11, column 8 is black. Right. Okay, yeah. So in all circumstances, this cell is black. Because if this is green, it's black to not break the 5 clue. Because if this is green, then that's black to not break the 5 clue. And if this is black, then the black needs to escape. I think that's right, because of the fact that the black needs to form a pentomino. And so now this black pentomino needs to go here, for sure. Because it needs to get out somehow, and it doesn't have any other ways out available to it. So also, I guess I might as well mark these are definitely in the same pentomino. So now the 7 math is better. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the most that we can get in this row. So 5 is the most we can get in this row. So the 7 goes up by 2, which gets it to the 4. Well, that definitely feels... Oh, that's still not the right way to do that. No, that was the right way to do that, right? That was the right way. Okay, so these are also black. Sorry, for once I did this right. And so now the 7 sees 4 up there. So I guess it could see 4 over this way as long as this 4 stops. Has that made this 12 better? That's assuredly made this 12 better, right? Because now the 12 can get at most 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cells in this column. 8, 9. Do all of these have to be green now? I think now all of these have to be green. Okay, people agree with me. All of those have to be green. And so now we've got 5 green cells here. We need to get 7 more green cells. I think the 12 is just done, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, wait, sorry. That's 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so all of that is green. Okay. And so then we get black, black. Okay. We do have to make sure that not all 12 of these cells end up in the same pentomino, remember. That is one of the important rules. Okay, this 4 is a little bit interesting. Is under some amount of pressure. Row 10, column 8 can no longer grow only right. Right. So this always grows at least 1 left, which means it grows at least 2 left by avoiding checkerboards, right? Because if this grew right, it would now make this 4 into a 5. So that's green and that's green. If this takes this cell, maybe I don't know yet. Let's see, the 5 in row 14. Well, the 5 is sort of in an omino, but like it could be in a P, right? I think it could be in a P. Yeah, because if it's in a P, this isn't one of the cells seen by the 5. Right. Okay, so this 8 here goes at most 1 left. So that would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the 8 always takes that cell, or it's not getting to its thing, David points out. This gray getting to the wall is going to be interesting. In fact, actually, this gray can't get to the wall through here, right? If the gray gets to the wall through there, it's going to cut off this green. I think this gray is going to have to connect. I think these 2 pieces of gray are going to have to connect. I mean, they could connect in any number of ways, but I think they're going to have to. Oh, the green already connects to the left, right? Sorry, never mind. Sorry, the green is already connected. Sorry, it's not isolated. You're right. So yeah, that is not a good avenue of exploration. Okay, so if this is not part of the 7, then the 7 is a T, which would make that be an N, which is okay. And then I think then the world is basically its oyster. It can be whatever it wants. Uh, uh, Joel says if this is green, it forces a lot. Is it broken or does it just force a lot? It'll be green. That'll be green. That'll be gray. Oh, it forces. Actually, just the world where this is black is actually quite complicated in terms of what it does to the 5. Uh, 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 Chat is in disagreement about whether it being black is broken or it being green is broken. Uh, if it's black, I think the 5, I guess it could be a U or a V. That would wrap around here. If it's green, then the 3 doesn't grow, right? The 3 is done if it's green. So then just those are black, and we get a black up here. Uh, uh, do I have to like case check every option for what the pentomino could look like? Uh, uh, let's see. I'm being told this is green because otherwise this grows all the way up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And isolates row 7, column 15. Couldn't this just be a single black cell in that universe? I mean, the black's not trapped, right? The black is already on an edge. Oh, because it's not a pentomino, right? Yes, monominos are famously not pentominos. So I agree. Yes, that this is green. Okay, people want me to really bifurcate this very hard. So if this is green, then all of this is black. Oops. For what it's worth, I'm hoping that this doesn't work. So if this is green, all of this is black. And so we have some stuff like this 3 comes over down here, and it has to be in a different omino from this 3. So this omino extends over here. This omino definitely takes that cell for what it's worth. So there would also be a sort of a border here. Right, can't join the 4. So this is black, black. And so now this is an F. And so this has to be a something. It needs to have one more green there, although it doesn't have to be part of the 5. Oh, and then it breaks because of the green here. Is that the point? Because that's like 17 million steps. If the point is it breaks because eventually you get to use a checkerboard rule, I'm not thrilled with that as an argument. But I do think I'm convinced that the answer is that my 5 is now a 6. But I don't think that that is a legitimate proof in any reasonable universe. Uh let's see. Okay, so it does break eventually. I'm impressed that you were able to sort of think that far ahead in your brain, because the it ends in a checkerboard is not what I was anticipating. I was like, I was making it as far in my head as picturing, like, I think maybe I could squeeze an F pentomino and then have a lot of options for what this pentomino is, but uh okay, so this is definitely black, although, boy, I would love to find something that is slightly cleaner than that. Uh, let's see. So I guess the thing that we could say is that this pentomino never connects up, because the second this pentomino connects up, then we've made this 3 clue entirely in one pentomino. So we do know we at least have a sort of border on this pentomino. Can we do anything with that would get us there? Uh, so this omino can't live entirely in the 5. Oh yeah, we could draw a border, right? We could draw this as a border. I don't need to keep inventing new ways to denote the same thing. So this either goes up here as a U, or it comes out at least there. But I don't quite what am I doing with this? Is it this? Yeah, can I somehow prove that this being black breaks? I don't think so. Not without reproducing poor Zombie Hunter's argument, much maligned argument. Sorry, Zombie Hunter. Uh, let's see if that's black. Yes, this pentomino certainly grows down. I agree with that. Okay, so in the world where this is green, so I think this is the end of I think this is just, I think Martin is isolating just the tail end of Zombie Hunter's argument. If this is green, the point is that that makes this black, which makes this also green. And the claim is that this breaks the 4 somehow. Uh, uh, there is a sort of I mean, it's another one of these things where I think it probably does eventually break, but Yeah, it would force the 4 to look like this, which doesn't work, but is messy. But I guess what the 4 does is it guarantees that there's a black cell somewhere in here, because there can't not be a black cell somewhere in here. Is it possible? I guess the question is, this cell is black unless it's the case that these are both green. Uh, uh, can I break the world where these are both green easily? I think, unfortunately, that's the same world that we keep coming back to. Uh, uh, but I like observing that at least one of these two cells is black. So we can draw a. Oh, sorry. We can't. We can only say that they're not both in the green omino, I suppose. Uh, 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 the top right 5 goes left. Let's do that. That sounds great. Yes. I like something easy. Let's see. AFK believes they'll both be black. Uh, I do think there's probably something smart that we could say about using the sort of the forced checkerboard nature of this 4. Uh, like if this cell is black, for example. Oh, I guess never mind. Sorry, I was going to say something that I think wasn't true. Uh, uh, the 8s. Okay, so yeah, the do the 8s connect or not? Because this 8 can't go very far left, of course. Is one of the points. Uh, and I do have to make sure if this cell is green. Does that tell me anything exciting about the fact that the 5 pentomino has to extend some other direction? Because the 5 pentomino can't be an L. Yeah, I think earlier there was some attempt to sort of figure out, like, okay, what is the cell that is going to be in this pentomino that's not seen by the 5? And so, like, one option is that it's a U. This option, I think, does not work because of the fact that I think we know. Yeah, it's very strange. I do know that if this is black, this is also black. I don't know if that really does anything. Uh, uh, let's see. If this is black, that's black. Can I break that quickly? Yeah, I think that sort of rapidly leads us into the F pentomino universe earlier, where now in order to make the three not be part of a single pentomino, uh, that cell needs to be green. Let's see. If this cell were green, that cell's green. I don't know what. Oh, does that break quickly if this cell is green? No, this cell is green, right? Sorry, this cell is green. Uh, just based on our previous bifurcation, this cell has to be green. Uh, uh, so probably trying to prove that it breaks if it's green is probably not a profitable approach to the puzzle. Uh, uh, because of our argument earlier that it breaks if this is green, Emma. Hey, Kodak, how are you doing? I am enjoying this puzzle quite a bit, although I feel like I have gotten stuck because we have sort of advanced the puzzle in the sense that we can write down a lot of look ahead to show that the cell has to be black, but everything else on the puzzle has been super nice. So I suspect the intended proof does not involve sort of filling in a lot of pieces of the grid, even though that is sort of like the best we have been able to do so far. Uh, uh, yeah, it's the checkerboard business. Yeah, but the three definitely has to have parts of two things in it. Uh, I guess the thing we know is that whichever way the three goes, it's a 3x1 omino and not the three is a 3x1 omino, not a sort of bent omino. Because it can't bend anymore. Row 13, column 9 connects to row 13, column 10, no matter the color of the pentomino. That sounds like a very good observation. Uh, uh, because if this is green, then all of that's black, and yeah, then we do that. Uh, yeah, because if this is green, all of this stuff is black, and now this green can't sneak down here around this border. So yeah, so I agree with that assessment. These two are always the same color. Uh, and we do know that either these are both black or that's black because of this four. We can't have all of these be green or it breaks the bejesus out of the four. Uh, uh, yeah, possibly all three could be black. That I can't rule out all three are black, I don't think. Uh, do we know the four doesn't look like this? Uh, uh, I don't think I know the four doesn't look like that. Uh, uh, Oh, that's still going right one, right. And that's broken because... Oh, let's see. Is it... I guess Martin asks... this is broken because black is trapped in... yes, because of the... because this is now black. Right. Yeah. So that doesn't work, right? Because as soon as this is green, that's black. And that doesn't work. So so I agree that doesn't work. And so if that doesn't work and I can't go all this way, that means I have to go that way. At least one. Is it the case that this being green just breaks for some reason because of the fact that that then has to be black? Yes, we've colored something. We are very happy. We like coloring things. See, is it this being green implies this is black that is bad? I guess if this is green, now we get a black all over here, which is very weird, but I don't know that it's immediately going to be broken. Row 13, column 11 is always black. Okay, so if it's black, right, then then that's green, and so then that's black because it escapes. Yeah, so right, because of the 3, if this is black, that's green, and then the black needs to escape through there. If these are both green, then we know that that's all black. It's black just to make the 4 not be too big. Right. Just because of the 4, not for anything more fancy. If these are both green, this is black for the 4. You're right. Okay. So so if it's black, then yes, then it needs to grow. So this is always black. And so that's black by checkerboard. Okay. That feels significant. And not too bad once I argued it correctly. Okay. I guess I know there's definitely an omino border here for whatever it's worth. Because I know these are in the same omino. Oh, this can't be green anymore, because if this is green, then the checkerboard thing happens. And now we get the end of Zombie Hunter's argument from before, but without having to look quite as far ahead. Because now if this is green, it pulls that to be green, and then we've got too many greens for our cave clue. So this is black. And now that indeed makes that green in order to make the 5 clue work. And now these are both black, because otherwise the 3 clue is broken. Oops. And now that's green. There we go. We can get all of those connected. We can connect all of these. Hard won logic battle, yes. I'm glad we got there, though. The puzzle deserves it. Okay, so the 5... this green has to grow down, right? So, because the 5... Right. So there's sort of, I guess, 2 weird cases. Basically, this can't be the end of the green, because if this was the end of the green, the 5 definitely would see everything. So I guess it's sort of either a proof by contradiction or 2 cases that this is always green. Uh, uh, and in particular, I guess these connect is the thing, because if those don't connect, that's when we force the thing. And if these don't, if this ends, the same thing happens with the 3. So in fact, these connect, which means that this is green. Which means that this is black and this orange continues up, and we can put this border here and this border here. We agree with all of that, right? So the just sort of this gets slid around both sides. Row 10, column 7 extends. Row 10, column 8. Oh, it's not done. I've this whole time thought this 7 was done. Every time I've looked at it, I have thought that it was at 7, but it is not at 7. So therefore, that is green. Okay, I don't know how many times I've counted that, but it was a lot. So we get that. Okay. Row 7, column 8. Yes. We should put the walls there to protect this poor creature. We can put a few more walls in various places. Okay. So that was an N for what it's worth. So now if this... I think now, funnily enough, I know that these two are together. Oh no, this could be a P. Sorry, this could be a P. Never mind. Sorry. There's a case I missed. Let's see. Row 14, column 8. I see. The point is, if these don't connect, then I get a Z connecting a Z. That's what Garion is saying. So these two definitely connect. Yes. It also has to connect right, because if it doesn't connect right, then it makes it a V, which is a problem for the 3. So that is also true. So this is now a Z. Oh, sorry. No, these can't connect, because now if these connect, now the 3 is one omino. So that doesn't work. So they don't connect. So this is a U. And so we get that finally. And so now this green extends under here like that. We know those all go together. Okay. Yes, this can't be a U, right? Because it's touching a U. Yes, very nice. Okay, so this extends over to here, finishing, getting me my border, and getting me, my 8 now is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So therefore that is black for sure. One of these is black, I see. The other 8 can't go 2 cells this way without breaking that 4. So this 8, it's being pointed out, is at most 1, 2, 3, 4 cells that aren't up. So it needs 4 more cells that are up. 1, 2, 3, 4. uh, is the point. This black can't connect under, because if this black connects under, it's going to break the 4. So the black always takes that cell for sure, at least. Uh, uh, oh, this can't be green for the... Oh, maybe not. Okay. There can't be a break here. If there's a break here, then that forces black to do this, which is broken for lots of reasons. Not least of which is it's an L touching an L is how I saw it, but also it forces the 4 to break, so it breaks in 2 different ways. Now I wish desperately that this was touching an N, but sadly I don't think that it is. Yes. So now if this is shaded, now we have a big... Do we? Yes, if this is shaded, now we isolate the green here down here. So this can't be shaded anymore. So it is green. I agree. Okay, yeah. This is not one pentomino. It's 2 pentominos, always, is Garian's point. And so if that cell were gray, I would have a big problem. Because if that cell were gray, I would have to fit these 2 pentominos in 9 cells. So that cell is always green, which does make that cell gray, which does let me sort of fill in my N over here. And so now that's also green because we can't just have a like stalactite or whatever in the middle of the cave. Because that would be wrong. I'm being told this is green. Yeah, I do no longer wish this was touching an N, I suppose. Oh, yeah, there's a border here for sure. And I can, I guess, sort of fill in some of the... Maybe that's all I can fill in, I'm not sure. Oh, holy crap. You're right, I did count that wrong, thank you. That cell is green. Haha. So those are both black, and that's black. Okay. It ends not for sure, but because this black needs to find a friend. Because monominos are not pentominos, as chat has told me. So it doesn't end for any reason other than that needed a friend. So we get those grays connect, those grays connect. If these don't connect, then that forces that to be a W and that to be an N, which is maybe okay. If these do connect, then this has to be either a Y and a P or an F and a P. One of these is always a P for whatever it's worth. I should probably start filling in that piece at least, though. Okay. Uh, this does turn out to have to connect up above, even though my proof of that earlier was completely wrong, but it does have to connect through here somehow. The 8 gets pushed up is Vish's point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is the maximum if it doesn't go up 1. Okay. So I can do some oranging. So these are definitely all part of the same omino, whether this is here or not. And in fact, this is also part of that omino, whether that's there or not. So there's actually always a border there because I can't join 3 to 4. And so that means that this is black. Okay, I really like that logic. So we end up with that. Oh, and that finishes the 8. Which makes that do that. So yeah, so the 8 and the 5 are done. That grows. This, sorry, wrong tool. That grows. We can draw in some walls to keep the green and black safe from each other. And not worry slightly about problematic tones with that. Oh, light gray cell for good luck. I don't even think this is a real light gray cell. Let's see if this is a W. That's a U. Light grays are wild. Okay, I wonder if this 4's job is going to be used to say about the, like, ominoes can't touch each other business. Not all ominoes of the same side, or no clue can see all the ominoes. Okay, if these do connect, it can't connect there, I guess. So if these do connect, yeah, if these do connect, it's an F. Okay, so yeah, so this is either an F or a W. And I guess this is either an N or an F. Y breaks because the 4 sees the entire, or sees only one pentomino, which isn't allowed, which I did not remember before. Oh, okay. I'm being encouraged to count these cells, I think. So that's 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 cells. Do we agree that's 14? Or is that 15? That's 15 cells? Crap. That's 15. Darn it. So basically, if any cell here is black, then they are all black. Otherwise, okay, so the problem is actually the other way. The problem is that if this is green, then now that's also green, and if these are both green, the 5 is broken. So that the way to say it is that's 15 total cells. If these are both green, it doesn't work. So one of them's black. So one of these is part of a third black pentomino in this 15 cell region. Well, that gives me that all of that is black. That was, I think, where Martin was trying to get me, give or take. So this comes over here. this is green, which now, let's see, I've got lots of things to fill in now. So we've got that. That we have as well. This 4 needs that to be green and that to be black. We assuredly know that these connect down, and in fact, we know that's connected to that and to that. It's just a question of which way that is going to split. This definitely connects up. This definitely connects up. Aha, this connects up because it's not done yet. That puts a border over there. This does touch a Z, so it has to be an L, because it touches a Z over there. So this finishes like that. Row 11, column 4's pentomino is forced. I am being told. I can revisit it. So it looked to me like it could be a V or a P or a T before. But it looks like AAA battery sees that it can't actually be one of those. Right. If this isn't gray, then we can't actually fit a pentomino. So this is always, or black or whatever you want to call it, black, because otherwise we strand the wrong number of cells. Oh, this 5 is finished. Well, it will be finished once I count that that's 3 and add 2 more greens and a black. Yeah, once we got through the one sticky spot, I wonder if we had... I wonder if there was an easier way than the way... Because we did get there in a way that I didn't think felt too bad, but it was really a little convoluted to sort of dig through. Why can't the 8 be an I? People are saying this 8 couldn't be an I, but I don't see why. The 8 will not see only 5. The 8 will see 8 cells. The 8 cells are never going to all belong to the same pentomino, right? I think the last rule just says these 8 cells are not all going to be part of the same pentomino, and that I am not concerned about as a possibility. If it were the other way around, then we would have cheated lots of times because we've used the converse a lot. Yeah, all the cells in the pentomino will belong to the 8, but unfortunately that is that is not, I don't think, one of the rules. 10, column 10. Takes one cell above or else n touches n. Yes, you're right. Because this is touching an n. So if that's black, or sorry, I guess the point is if this is an x, then this now, because of these two being joined, is forced to do that, which doesn't work. So this always takes the cell above it. And it's not an L, because it definitely touches an L. So we can rule out that. Can't have a Y touching a Y. Oh, yeah. If it takes this cell, it will force this to be a Y. Right. Okay, so yeah, so this is an I. Our first I of the night, as they say, or something. So that makes this black, lets me orange up here, and this just is a Z, and it's done. It doesn't have any options. I feel bad for Pentominos that don't have any options in their life. Let's see. Right. If I stitch these two together, it creates an unsolvable issue. Because if I stitch these two together, I can't connect it to this whole mess down here. So I have to separate them, but as soon as they separate them, then I'm done, and this is a P. Which now sorts out that this can't be a P, so this is a Y. Which makes that an N. And as AFK says, that does mean that these two have to join, because if they don't join, then this is a W, and that's an N touching an N. So they do join, but now this has to be in a separate omino, because otherwise the 4 sees everything. But I can't take this cell, because then I'd have an isolated cell, so we actually get an F and a P. I'm glad we got an F. Often you don't get Fs in pentomino puzzles that are variants, because it's such an unnatural shape to force. An N touching an N is an M. That's true. Let's see. We can run this up there. There are so many jokes to make, but I can't even choose one. Let's see. If this is black, then that's black. I don't know if that is bad. Otherwise, that's black for sure. Okay, I think this green has to go that way, because if this cell has to be green, because if it's not, then this 4 does this, and I definitely can't finish this this black piece here. So that cell's always green. Row 3, column 13, not black. Yes, this breaks the 5, right? If this is green, now we are learning all about AFK's business meeting today. If this cell is not green, then that makes these black across here, and now the green comes over here. The typos the other direction must be even more interesting for the person for the person on the other end of this. So this isn't green, it is black, which makes this black by checkerboarding rules. Okay, well, I can definitely at least orange these two together. To column 12. Yes. If this is black, now Globaglob points out that will make that black, which will then again make this 5 see the whole business. So this is not black, it is green. Which does mean that these two go together, because if these two don't go together, now this one just can't finish. Which now means that these two have to connect, because if they don't, then this doesn't ever get any friends. So we do that. Oh, the 4 clue is done. Very good. Okay, and so now this green needs to escape through here, which is going to immediately finish the 5 that we've never even looked at once, but it's now done. This needs to escape because it's black. Ah, oops. Uh-oh, did I cheat? Row 4, column 11. Oh, I see. Sorry, I did screw this up. I made this black because of the 4, because my brain mentally moved the 4 there, which doesn't work. That is not, in fact, how anything works. Oh, but I do think it's justifiable because it is black by counting black cells over here. So it actually was correct, even though I did it for completely the wrong reason. But this needs to be black or I don't get the right number of pentominos over there. So that does force the green out here, which does put a UE around the 5, which does force the green down there and the black over there because the green is all connected. Let's see, and I can draw in a lot of border real quick. Boop, 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 boop. I can draw in that connection. Draw in that connection. Let's see. These are definitely connected now because if they're not, I can't finish. And these are certainly connected. If these don't connect, I think we have a problem. Oh, maybe not. Maybe we could do like a U and a P or something. We've moved the puzzle so much that now everyone is talking about a 5, and I don't even know what 5 we're talking about. Oh, people are saying count this green region. I see. So this region has 5. So this region has 10 green cells currently. Oh, sorry. No, they literally are talking about the 5 clue. Just I didn't notice that. Okay. Gray cell for good luck. Okay, yes. People are literally telling me to count the 5 clue. Okay, so this needs to come over. It doesn't go there, so it does come down here. So this comes down here. This is done. So this comes over here, and we get another F. Oh, and certainly this is a P, because this needs to go somewhere. Otherwise, we've got problems. This certainly needs to connect this direction, because if it doesn't, then it's not getting to 5 cells in any plausible universe. Boop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo. Do we have a stalactite problem? I thought all the black... Oh, right. This black still doesn't connect to the edge of the border. Right. Okay, yes. I agree that that is going to be a problem. The 6 pentomino. I love it. That would have been an excellent choice. Okay. Column 9, green comes down. Do we know? Yeah, okay, yes. So this, I see. So first of all, what people are saying is that definitely happens. But then AAA battery makes a good observation that if I actually make this into an L, I create a problem because then I force the blacks to be an L. So this can't be an L. It's actually definitely a U. That is very cute. I like that a lot. Okay, so also great spotting to AAA battery there. That was not an easy spot, I don't think. Okay, I assuredly need to connect those for whatever that is worth. If these don't connect, then this is certainly going to come here. It could get away with being a T. We don't have any T's yet, funnily enough. For row 8, column 7 is black, then row 7, column 8 becomes a V, right? And now that breaks the sevens, because there's just no way to make this work. Okay, yeah, I agree with that. That's a little complicated for me, but I do agree. We end up with sort of sevens that need to be put together into pentominoes in a way that doesn't pentomino. The blacks must connect. If they don't, green gets unpentaminable below. Must connect. You mean these blacks? Uh-oh. We're being warned the top left of the puzzle was Oh, the orange lines have to connect. If they don't, then now all of these are black, and the point is that that immediately breaks. Thankfully, that immediately breaks. Yes, that immediately breaks because now this 12 is forced to have at least 6 cells in its pentomino, which is too many cells to have in its pentomino. Okay, so this is green because otherwise we have the wrong number of cells. If this is black, it's an I. Just because there's nothing else that it could be. Couldn't the green escape left? You mean back when we did this? So if these two don't join, all of this is black. And so these greens need to join to that, and this needs to join to that. So I think you are completely forced to have this all be one pentomino, is my understanding. At least someone can tell me if that is incorrect. That's 20 20 cells. That is 20 cells. Yep. So these are the same color, basically. Yeah. So if this is black, also that's black. And I guess that does mean that because this is 20 cells and this is a thing, I think it means all of these are in the same omino no matter what color they are in. Because I can't disconnect these, or I've separated a region of 22 cells. And I can't disconnect these, or I've separated something of 23 cells. Is that true? What if these are all green? Couldn't I then have like an N here, or is this touching an N and I don't see it? I don't think so. I don't think I get more until I know if they're black. Yeah, the okay. Yeah, all four are the same color. I don't think they need to attach. Uh, uh, so if these don't connect, then oh boy, if these don't connect, then now I end up with okay, so if they don't connect, certainly they're green. And so then I have to go 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And so then all of these cells are also green. Uh, so you end up with an I in green. Okay. And so the point is that all of these are definite in this universe. If these don't join, this is a green region. Uh, and if I hypothesize that these two don't join, then this would have to be an L. Uh, yeah, where my brain is currently, that's completely disgusting. But I would believe that if I did this kind of counting enough, it would be a super intuitive thing that would sort of like a lot of the connectivity stuff for me is that. So this can't connect down for lots of reasons. It would be an L touching an L, and it would isolate that cell. Uh, uh, right. And it can't grab that cell or that cell, right? Uh, uh, because if it grabs that cell, I leave 19 cells left over. And if it grabs that cell, I leave 19 cells left over. So it actually has to extend over here and be that, whatever color it happens to be, right? And so that gives us a V. Is that our first V? I think that's actually our first V. These can come over like that. Oh, this black now assuredly extends because it's not part of the eye. And so now that's green. And that's black. And I think this is now an F, right? Yeah, this has got to be an F. There's no choice. All of that is forced to connect. We have a random orange X. let's see. So one of these is assuredly green because otherwise we've isolated the green up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I get that cell was green anyway. But I can do it the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's always green. Okay, yes, thank you to chat for that. How do you connect row 4, column 8 to row 5, column 6? Isn't one of those cells green and one of those cells black? Row 6, column 5. Yes, because this black has not hit a border yet. So, yes, if this cell is black, then I definitely force the green to sort of run along the border. Basically, if this is black, then I force these greens to run along this, and that doesn't work because these greens have not touched the border yet. No, because then the green breaks the green has to connect to the green, and the black has to connect to the black. It doesn't work. Because this black hasn't touched the border yet. The black is not already connected to the border. Oh, sorry. It then connects over to this. Right. Okay, yeah, sorry, you're right. It does do that, and then this can connect over, and then it's fine. Yep, that's fine. Yep. Oops. I was swayed. I haven't removed the stuff from here yet. Okay, I do know this 4 needs to not go all the way down here. Yes, okay. If this was black, it would be an N, points out Ilm. So that's definitely green. And the same is true of this cell, actually. This would end up being an L if it was black, and I think that's okay. It couldn't be a Z, though, but... Oh, there's a 7 that's now done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. Yes, that isolates green. Right. Okay, yeah, that breaks because it isolates green. So yeah, so if this is black, we're now forced to do that, and that isolates this green over here. In fact... Oh, no, not quite. But anyway, so that is green for sure. So now that's black because the 5 needs to not be broken. So that's black. And in fact, that's also black just by checkerboarding stuff. So this green comes up. We can gray those, which now gives us a black I. Black can't be Z because it would touch this Z. So this black has become a black I, which I guess is a funny combination of words to be together. This green assuredly grows. This black has become a V. There we go. This green has grown up here. And I know that it doesn't continue up because that would make it an I touching an I. Not that the green necessarily doesn't continue up. This 5 certainly needs to grow up because that would be 1, 2, 3, for 5 at a minimum. Depending on how it goes. Let's see. If this is black, then my black ends up being an N, which is maybe okay. Oh, I think this pentomino is now finished. Because if this cell isn't in it, now it's an N touching an N, and that doesn't work. So we can at least add this to the mix. Oh, maybe it's still not fixed, though. What exactly has happened? How many cells is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, that's 15. So I need a break here, because if I don't have a break here, then I now have to make a bad number of cells work, right? Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, okay. People agree that I counted correctly and that I deduced things correctly based on the count and everything. Hopefully. Okay. So, I don't think I'm going to get out of this. Let's see, that cell. This cell has to connect to the 7. Because the 7 I know is in a different omino than the 4. Because of that clue. And this can't connect to the lower left because it would make it too big. And if it connects to the 4, it's a Z touching a Z. So this definitely connects to the 7. Which I feel like has got to tell me something. Oh, also this cell definitely has to connect to the 7. That would have been the easier place to start. These definitely connect. And so these two, definitely one of them is part of the 7, and one is part of this 7, and one is part of the other 7. Right, because these two cells can only belong to these two pentominos. Oh, that's not 10 cells. But the 4 up here has to come entirely from these cells. And so, therefore, it assuredly takes that cell, for instance. And it does already touch an F. So it therefore can't not take that cell. Could it be a P with a V and a T? No, because of the V, right. So this cell can't be a V. So if this connects down, that doesn't work. So these two can't connect, because if these two connect, it forces the 4 to be a P and forces this to be a V touching a V. That doesn't work. So therefore, this actually connects over there, which does get us our first T. Huzzah. And so now this cell definitely connects into here. And so this can't connect left because that would be an N touching an N, so we don't do that. And so we get that. That was a fun little sequence of shapery. So yeah, we got 2 T's at the same time. So now this isn't a T for whatever it's worth. And it's not a V. Okay, so this pentomino definitely takes that cell, because if it doesn't, then it's immediately a V. So this pentomino takes that cell. If this touches this, it's a P. Otherwise, This is its own thing, which makes this an L, which all looks okay to me. Unless it breaks the 6 or something. Oh, this can't be black. If this is black, we get a T. And that would touch a T. So that's green, which now means the 5 is done, which now means that's black. That is very nice. If this is green, that's green by the magic of things. If that's black, then I've got a black winding around this way. Don't necessarily have a problem. I do know that this is an L for sure. It's either an L that way, which would leave that green, or an L that way. If this is black, does the 6 break? I don't think so. If both of these are green, does the 6 break? I don't know. Oh, we should probably be able to finish up this area now. We probably should be able to finish up this area now. So this cell must join these two, because if this cell certainly is not joining that one. And if this cell joins this one up north, then the only way that works is for an L to touch an L, which is a little messy, but we'll accept it. So that means it also takes this cell. So we've got this sort of weirdly shaped thing. And so this... and so if this takes this cell, I get a P touching a P. So it doesn't take that cell. Oh, did I do something wrong? Oh, yeah. Sorry, the P touching the P was the thing. Yeah, okay. So a cell, so this cell has to connect to this. If this cell, wait, no, that doesn't work. No. This cell has to connect to this, because if these are disconnected, I definitely get a P up here. But then that had better also connect to this, or we have a real problem. So now this is an L. And now this is just forced to be a P and a Y. Okay, so we have done our duty with those. Let's see. Okay, so that's all done. Hopefully no colors touching colors or anything. Let's see. If this takes that cell, then this is a P. If this doesn't take that cell... Okay. It's if these two have to be connected, because if these two aren't connected, then it's a T. It's a T touching a T is the way to say that. And so that makes that show up there, which now makes that be green. People agree with that, right? I was maybe slightly faster and looser with that than I ideally would be, but I think it was right. Oh, people agree with that, but then these could be a P. I see. Could be a P, right? So people agree with this, but then it doesn't actually get us anywhere. row 3, column 3 is black. That's assuredly going to make this 7 look like this. So that would all be black. Or sorry, that would all be green. Certainly these two would be green. I don't know. Okay, so if this cell is green, it does immediately finish the 6. Is that a problem? Because then I'll get all of that being black. Forces a full separation. Yeah, you get all the green from earlier. Because it makes this cell black is ultimately the problem. Yeah, so the universe I'm looking at is if this is green, then this is also green, which makes all of this black for the 6. Which makes all of this green for the 7. And I don't see why people are saying this immediately doesn't work. Yeah, this needs to be black in this universe. Oh, right. We do need to connect the green. Oh, now the point is now this is it. Yeah, and so even before the connecting the green, oh, I guess we did need to sort of mentally connect the green and then say, okay, this collection of cells is never getting to 5 because of that. Okay, so it basically comes down to observing that if this is green, then by connectedness, we end up needing to connect green around here, and that breaks this. So I think if we understand this all simultaneously, then it's not so bad to see that cell is black. Makes the eye green. Ah, yes, because now if the eye is black, now this green at the top is hemmed off. So now that's black to avoid a 2x2. And now, sorry, not a 2 by 2 to avoid a checkerboard. Now that's black to avoid a checkerboard. Okay, this is either an L or an I. Okay, so now this is an... If this is an L, it makes... Oh, this could be an N, maybe? Uh, if row 5, column 4 is black, the 6 is broken. That's true. Yeah, if this is black, now the 6 gets hemmed in, and now it becomes a 5. Very nice. So now the 6 is at 5 total cells, so the 6 needs one more. Uh, 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 hmm. What am I doing with that? Is the point now that if I make this a P, that because of what I know about the 6, I'm going to force a P to touch a P? I'm kind of afraid that I'm supposed to be able to visualize that, which I think I almost can. But I'm not 100% sure. Uh, 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 but maybe if that's black, it's okay. I do agree though. If this extends this way, I think now the black there will force P touching P if these connect. So I think what I'm saying is this can't move right if these connect. Oh, I was already hypothesizing these connecting AFK before I got to there. So if these connect and this comes right, then it breaks. So one of those things doesn't happen. Can I break this cell being black? If this cell is black, assuredly this is an I, and that's an L. And the 7 is congested as all get out. Assuredly that makes this come over here. Oh, if this is black, it breaks by regular cave. Uh, uh, and that's green. Uh, uh, right. Okay, so right. If this is black, then I get black, black there. And now the point is that basically if this is black, the 7 and the 6 interact poorly. Because if I just imagine the world where this cell is black, now the 7 needs this cell to be green, and now the 6 is impossible. So that cell is green, which finishes the 6, making those both black, making this green because we can't isolate something. Okay, and so now if this is black, we get a bunch of green up here. Okay, so now I think now this can't go. Okay. If these don't connect now, then this is now an L, which is forced to be, oh, it would be an L and then a Y. Huh, maybe that's okay. And then another L. Hey, Chip, how are you doing? In both cases, row 5, column 2 doesn't go right. Yeah, if row 5, column 2 goes right, that definitely breaks. Because it either makes a P touching a P or an L touching an L. I feel like I was supposed to learn that deduction in one of the Pentomino puzzles I did for a setting challenge at some point. Let's see. Okay, so now... I'm trying to figure out if this could really be green, because it would force the black into being a U. Oh, this is 11 greens? That's a good point. Yes, this is 11 greens, so the green assuredly grows. Very good. So 11, meaning that these two actually have to connect, because if they don't, then we have a problem. But now meaning that there's 10 isolated down here, so those don't connect. And so we get this sort of combo. And now if these do join, I now do have a P touching a P issue. Okay, so we now get that. Okay. And now we are almost done. Right. Okay, so the 7 now can only get 6 without that cell being green. So we get that, which means that these two connect. Oops. Did I not count correctly? Oh, yes, I forgot to count that one. Same mistake that Vish and I made, like, at the very beginning of the puzzle, funnily enough. Yes, so yeah, that would be 7. However, these two can't both be green, because it would break this black. So we can recover the argument, because basically if this, basically we'd isolate this black. So these can't both be green. And so as a result, I can't do that. So this is green. Fixed it. So that does come that way. If this is green, it breaks, because if this is green, then in the process of the green coming up, the black also comes up, and the green ends up only being 4 cells, which is not enough cells, spoiler. Oh, this is 12 shaded cells. That is a good good idea. I think that was the same thing that was the same thing Ilm said. Uh uh Yes, if this is green, then it forces the black up in a way that then isolates it. So that is also black. And this is just able to get away with being green if the black finishes as a pentomino and this runs over it. Uh, 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 right. The 7 definitely needs 2 more greens. So uh, uh, so so I think people are counting the total of all of these cells to see what's happening. Uh, 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 let's see. There's 30 total cells, and there's 3 pentominos over here, 1 pentomino over here, and 2 greens, and that's 30. So we've got just enough cells. So anything that can't be part of this pentomino or one of the pentominos we've already established over here is green, is the upshot of that. So this is green, basically. For example, and this are green. Oh, maybe not that one. Sorry, that was one too far. This could be part of a U. This can't be green because this can't be black because it would make this an L, and it's already touching an L, so that's also green. So funnily enough, this is a P or a U, I suppose. I'm not sure which yet. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I see at most 6 cells this way. So this is always green, actually, by the 7. Was probably the easier way to do this than all of the counting. So this extends this way. Assuredly, these do not connect because it would isolate these 2 down here. Let's see, is this able to be an N? I don't think it touches another N. Oh, but this can't connect down because if this connects down, it becomes an F touching another F, funnily enough. So, could this go 1 down? No, it can't actually. Because if this goes 1 down, there's no way to finish it. Because so this connecting down is just loses. Did I count wrong again? Oh, I might have counted wrong again. I think I did count wrong again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ah, crap. Yeah, I did count wrong again. You're right. Unfortunate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12. Sorry, this is 12 blacks. So there's 3 more blacks over here. If row 3, column 3 doesn't go up, then I don't get to 5 cells in black. I agree with that. Assuredly, this goes right as well. And And now there's only 2 green ominoes, so this is assuredly part of this green omino. Oh, maybe not. Sorry, maybe that's not true. Maybe this is part of that and it's a giant L. Does that work? That doesn't look like that works. No, that doesn't work. These can't be part of the same omino. It would be an L that, or sorry, it would be an L that breaks the black. So these do become part of the same omino. There's 1 cell left over for the green here in total. Oh, sorry. Yeah, at most, yeah, there's 1 cell left over for this green at most. So it could be 0 if this is a U. So this green continues and continues. So that is green as well, and there is a border here. So now if I combine these things, that is 1 cell too few. So one of these 2 is green, and it's the last green. So these are both black, if I did that right. Okay, and so this is 1, 2, 3, 4. At most 5, 6, 7. I think this has to be green now. No, we keep miscounting the thing again. Black row 1 can't be an I. Why? Oh, sorry. Black in row 1 can't be an I. Why? Row 2, column 5 being green. I don't know why, but yeah, the borders really make it tricky. So if this connects over, the claim is this can't be black, right? Because then, right, okay, yes. Okay, I agree, yes. If this comes over, now this can't be black because then these are both black, and I know one of these is green. So if this comes over, this is also green, which then makes it an I touching an I. So that doesn't work. So this is, in fact, an L and is done. And now, if this cell is green, now the black does something really complicated that's not okay, I believe. Because now if this is green, now my black has to come across like this, and now if it connects to the left or to the right, it breaks. So this isn't green, it's black, which now makes this green. And I think that forces that this green is an I. Okay, let's see if I can count it correctly this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it needs 1 more. So that's green and that's black. And so that is black. We can get rid of this. We get a T. And now we just have to finish this piece. Okay, so that comes over down here. This is forced to be a W. And we are regrettably X-less. But that was a very lovely puzzle. by Tokosian. I did stream for about an hour longer than I had intended, given that we have to go to a concert, so I have to run off, as I mentioned, but do have a look at my latest puzzle on LMD if you haven't already. I at least quite enjoyed it. Poor X is left out, but alas, we will have to find another place for X. I do really enjoy Pentomino puzzles. I'd love to see more stuff like this. Like, that was really great. But anyway, gotta head off for now, but thanks everyone for watching. Thanks to everyone who supports the stream. Do please support the stream if you enjoy it and you have the funds to do so. We greatly appreciate those of you who do. And last but not least, thank you to the Turbines, Daniel, David, Franco, Nell, Nordy, and Plonktime. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.